Ever since I made a video about Patois introduction into the school curriculum of Kenya, I have received a lot of backlash from the sentiments that I had made earlier on. But I also want to say, on that same very note, I also want to tell you that before I come out and say anything about Patois, or before I said anything about Patois, I did my own due diligence, okay? Which I advise you should also do your own due diligence. What I mean is that do your own research. Okay, some people are rubbishing most of my claims, some people are rubbishing most of my sentiments, others were even calling Patois a street slang language. Patois is not a street slang language. I'm going to explain that to you, how it came to be. Okay, and of course, I know some people are saying that I need to talk about Kenya. You know, this is an African business. How Patois was formed is an African business, and Africa business is my business too. Okay, that's why I have decided to talk about it, and I want to I am making this video in response to the comments that you gave me out, because I also want to make it very clear to you. Okay, I want you to read from my own observation. Now, Patois is not a street language. Patois is not a street language. Patois is a combination. Of course, English is the dominant one, but it's a combination of languages that were formed by the slaves of West Africa and Central Africa. Okay, it was a language that was formed during the enslavement. It was a tool of communication within the slaves. Okay, you cannot just rubbish Patois, or you cannot just come out to my comment section and say what I was saying was rubbish. If you look at it, if you look at my statements and my words from a deeper level, you will understand there was something that I was trying to push out. There was something that I was trying to say in my statement, in my whole statement. Okay, Patois was formed by the Africans. Yeah? Patois was formed by the Africans. By that statement, by that virtue, there's something that I want to put it out. Okay, when I say that it deserves to be also recognized into the school's curriculum, just like the same way we have done with French, the same way we have done with Spanish, the same way we have done with English. Okay, there's something that I was trying to communicate there. All right, now it was a tool of communication that was formed during the slavery period between the West Africa and the Central Africa in the Caribbean. Okay, a pidgin was formed. Later on, it developed into now Patois, right? So Patois cannot be a street language. It cannot be a street slang. It's not a street slang. It's a language that has a very special place in history, in the history of the Jamaicans. Okay, and back then they would not have been able to speak the standard normal English. Okay, so they spoke their own English. They spoke their own language that they were formed. It's a language. It's one of the very few languages. Okay, in Swahili we have Swahili. Swahili was also formed, okay, during the colonial period by the Africans, and we also have Patois that was also formed by the Africans. So when you claim, or when you say, or when you try to rubbish Patois, it means you are rubbishing what Africans formed. Okay, you're rubbishing what Africans created. When you rubbish Rastafarian, it means you're rubbishing what Africans have created. According to you, what Africans create is not fit enough. That is what you're trying to say. It's not fit enough, and that is what I was trying to say. So there was nothing wrong. There was nothing wrong with including Patois. You see, and I'm glad even in the universities, and not just, even in the West, in the West, universities are also catching up on Patois. Okay, they are realizing how Patois important it is. Okay, and even Jamaicans, when they leave Jamaica, no matter how educated they can be, you will be able to sense some Patois in them. They carry themselves, they carry their Patois with them. They carry along their Patois with them wherever they go. Anyway, guys, I've just realized I've not really introduced myself. Thank you so much for watching my videos up to this point. If you're watching my videos up to this point for the very first time, please consider subscribing. And if you had unsubscribed, please subscribe back again, right? And turn that notification bell so that when I upload a new video, you're going to be notified. And of course, let's agree to disagree in the comment section below. Do you agree with my statements? Of course, I am making this video in response to the comments that I have been getting. And of course, I want to make it out clear, and I want to say why I said what I said about PATWA being included into the school curriculum. Okay, I did my own research. I took time and did my own research. I will not just come out and say anything without prior knowledge. I had my own prior knowledge before I decided to say or talk about Patois. Patois is not a street language. It's yes, and of course, some people claim that I had smoked weed or I was smoking weed. That is why I was thinking the way I was thinking. My thoughts were backwards, or my thoughts were upside down. Of course, not everyone understood what I was trying to say. Okay, of course, I also don't blame that person. I don't blame that person. Sometimes mental slavery, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. Okay, you have been made to believe that what you can start or what you can create or what Africans create is not fit enough. That is what you have been made to believe, which I don't blame you. And to get rid of that mindset, it takes a lot of time. Okay, and also there's also another person who say that cannot be true. Patois cannot be included in the school curriculum or in the education system of Kenya, since there are only 200 Jamaicans. Okay, by the number of 200 Jamaicans, yes, there are 200. From your statements, that is what you said. There are only 200 Jamaicans around the world. That is what this person said. But again, how many people sing reggae? Okay, how many people around the world are now adopting reggae and roots? Okay, I want to look at it in that direction. Okay, literature and music from Jamaica has been adopted around the world, despite the number that you are giving me here. How has that been achieved? Reggae and roots has been sung in Patois. Reggae and roots has been sung in Patois. And here in Kenya, we sing the same lyrics in Patois. We sing the same lyrics in Patois. In other countries, they sing the same lyrics in Patois. So when you say that 200 Jamaicans cannot influence the world that much, then how is it possible that reggae and roots has been able to spread out around the world? How is that possible? Huh? I'm just being reasonable and practical about as far as I can get. Okay, Patois has a rich history as far as emancipation is concerned. Okay, it has a special place in the history of the Jamaicans, in the history of the enslavement of mankind. It has a very rich history. It played a significant role. Okay, it really played, because it was a tool of communication between the West and the Central, between the slaves of West and Central Africa. Okay, it's a combination of languages. Some even claim Irish, and there are also some words in Irish and Spanish. But either way, it's it's a language that needs to be respected. It's not a street language. It was not formed in the streets. I was so shocked that somebody could say that Patois was formed in the streets. Patois was not formed in the streets. Okay, it's not a street slang. Please do your research. Do your research before you come out and argue about anything else. Okay, it is what identifies Jamaicans. Patois is what identifies Jamaicans. And no matter how much these Jamaicans, especially the one who has been brought up in Jamaica, goes and becomes very educated, and becomes a professor, in one way or the other, you will easily sense a Patois in them. It is easy. It is engraved. It is deeply engraved. You see how special special that language is. Okay, and yeah. So guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching my videos up to this point. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing, and please keep tuning in for more content to come. And of course, yeah, there are some things that have been holding me up. Yeah, there are some very sensitive things that have been holding me up. That's why I'm not uploading videos every day, but I'm still working on it. I'm still working on everything, and as soon as I am done with that, I'm going to be uploading content day in, day out. It will be content after content. Okay, it's just that there are things that are unavoidable circumstances, but either way, thank you so much for coming in, and keep tuning in for more videos, and thank you so much for your support.